Alright, well, I guess we're here. Home. I started this world over 3 years ago in Pocket Edition, and I used to have a lot of fun playing on it with Bedrock mods, until Mojang took that away from us. So I moved to Java. I just finally gotten it after years of playing on my iPad. And what better world to bring to this version than the one I'd been playing on for so long. It's got builds scattered over several biomes. Admittedly, I haven't done any really mega builds, but I'm older now than when I started this world. And I think it's finally time to start working on some of those old projects that I didn't do. But I think first, it'd be a good idea to go around the world and see just what's around and what needs to be finished. This is the second base I built in this world, actually. I got tired of the repetitiveness of just gathering resources at my first base. I'd gotten, oh, my soul call. I'd gotten all the gear at my first base. I'd kind of, I'd gone through the whole loop of things. I had tons of ores, tons of materials. But I was getting bored of just those same two islands. So I ended up flying out. I think I looked at like Chunk Base, and I looked around and I just picked a direction and decided to settle there. So I built this little house. This is the Savannah / Deep Dark house because there's an ancient city. There's a mountain off that way that's got an ancient city beneath it. And this is the home to a couple of wolves that just kind of prefer to be laid back and just farm and stuff. This area was going to be like a giant barn for my animals and stuff. Over there is my first iron farm, actually. It's the first time I built an iron farm in survival. This was actually like a sniffer pen. I had a bunch of other animal pens that decorated the area, but I ended up removing them because I was going to, flatten this out. Actually, I did flatten it out. I was gonna build like a giant barn here. There used to be a sniffer, but when I converted the world from Bedrock to Java, it got rid of all the mobs. So unfortunately, none of my pets or anything from the previous world are here, which sucks because actually it took me so flippin' long to get that sniffer egg, and now I'm gonna have to go find one again. But that's fine. This is just a little roof access because I kept having issues with skeletons and stuff, or spiders getting up there. Down here, as you saw a minute ago, is a basement. I've got a little automatic jukebox that I don't know if still works. This is the dragon hatching area. I believe I touched up on that in the main island. Saddles. This is storage. I've got my enchanting setup, an extra furnace, crafting table, some bulk storage, brewing stand, and smithing table. I meant to do trims, but I never got around to it. I'm sure I've got some up somewhere. It's not the best house, on the inside, but I feel like it's one of my favorite, exteriors I've built, though. Let me just go. It's so simple. I think this is the build that really made me like acacia wood. It's what you think would be shocking considering red's my favorite color, but I feel like this is the build that really made me appreciate acacia wood. It's kind of a little hobbit-ish. It's not in a hill, but it's kind of loosely inspired by that kind of idea. And down here we've got our mine. Gotta have the mine. And over here's the farm, which I also... A lot of the builds in this area, the builds in this area, I feel are some of my favorites, just because of all the little details I put in. So like over here we got our farm. I did like a lot of detailing on this path. This is the most detailed path I've ever made. Because I was learning how to do like the mixed media and stuff. Over here we got a fishing hut kind of thing. Because I love fishing and I need a safe space to do that. This is just an extra little bed in case I'm fishing and want to just go to sleep real quick. That bamboo is getting really tall. And then this is my farm. Oops. It's a great farm. We've got cactus. I think this was going to be sweet berries, but I never grabbed any. Pumpkins and melons. We've got wheat and carrots here. I don't think I ever got potatoes or beetroot for this area. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Oh, there's a fish. I thought those were seagulls. And then over there we've got the nether portal, which has some skulk in the corners from when I went to the deep dark to get swift sneak. And I actually used to have a dragon over here. I don't know where the nest is. I don't remember where the nest is, but I had a ice dragon actually. I think her name was Snowflake, and she was my dragon for this area. So yeah. Unfortunately, this is also the only build that I have linked up to my nether portal. And there used to be a minecart and like boat that ran through here, but I still haven't replaced either of them. Why would I do things on a timely manner? Oh, I actually have iron, I just need to smelt it. But yeah. Those chunk errors? Oh yeah, fun little quirk of this being a bedrock world. I did unload some of the chunks when I converted it. I mostly did, with the tool that lets you like regenerate chunks. I did do that for a couple of, well, not a couple, I did that for like quite a bit of the world because I had previously explored a lot of it. And I wanted to be able to like enjoy the new biomes that had come out since I'd started playing this world. Also these stupid nether portals. I hate nether portal linking. I need to fix this. I need to, yeah, I plan to move this portal though, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. This is the Twin Isles. Spawn points over there where I've completely torn up this island. Marked by this bottle, which I accidentally built a block lower than I want it to be, but yeah, this is spawn. And this whole area used to be forest, and I cleared it all out. And then for a good while, I was using it as my tree farm, so I didn't like clutter off that. I used to have like a bunch of trees and stuff. Actually, I think one of the replay videos shows how there was like a bunch of like random trees around that I cut down. And I've got a big project in mind for that area that I've been planning for years, which is, oops. I got a big project there that I've been planning for years that I just haven't ever gotten around to because, lack of patience. Yippee! But I mean, I've gotten this all done, so I feel like that's a pretty good testament to, my patience now, actually. Because I'm honestly a tad surprised that I've managed to be able to do this so far. And so the other island is a village. I also completely tore down this island and was in the process of rebuilding it. So my house in this world actually used to be like about here, I think. The island was like a lot more hilly. Like this hill used to be like over that entire section of the island, I think. But I shortened it and just had it be here when I decided to redo the layout. And so yeah, my old house used to be there. I tore it down and moved it over there. Actually, we can go over there. So I tore down my old house, moved it over here because I was running out of space for expanding and I wanted to do like a basement type thing. It's not the best house, but it's served me well. I've got storage, and then I moved back when I ran out of space in here. Moved back here, so we've got enchanting, we've got chests full of enchanted gear and trims that I need to use at some point. We've got a trash. Why is it locked? Okay, I'll have to figure that out. This is probably an old trash can I made though, so I probably need to update it to be the observer one. But this is a trash can because I fish a lot, so I end up with like a lot of bows and fishing rods and stuff that like aren't enchanted, or like I scrub off the enchantments with the grindstone somewhere. Don't know where the grindstone went. And then I just toss them in the chest to get rid of them because I don't have a use for them. And otherwise they fill up like chests upon chests of just stuff I'll never use. I actually made this myself. I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of a, you know, a chest that automatically throws stuff into a cactus. But at some point I'm gonna need to look in there and see if I can upgrade it. This is a new addition. I should put a torch back here, otherwise I'm gonna get creepers in my base again. I just built this super smelter. And then over here I was planning to have this be like armor trim, armored like display area that was hidden by a cauldron. By a cauldron door. Just like you take out the water and it opens the door kind of thing. I never finished that, as you can tell. I love cauldron doors, so I might do it again. But we'll see. Over here is the dragon temple, and also these poor piglins. I would have zombie piglins come through my portal, and then, because this is where I had all my dragons from the Dragon Mounts add-on, so, they kept getting eaten by my dragons. So this book is the names of all my dragons that I created before I switched to Java Edition because I wouldn't have them anymore. I have debated putting in another dragon mod, but I kind of want to go like as light with the mods as possible going forward. And also I kind of like the lore that like there used to be dragons here and now there's just the remnants of like the structures that were generated from that mod and stuff. This is where all the dragons used to hang out. Maybe I'll make statues of them actually. I could do that. That'd be cool. And then this is the dragon temple because with the Dragon Mounts add-on, you would like put the egg down, you know, and you would like start the hatching process, and it would take like a couple hours. And so I would want to go, you know, run off and do other things, you know? So this is also like a bit of a mine. Why is this door open? I don't like that. Originally the floor was like up here, and then I brought it down a level. I can't remember why. I think I was having like an issue with that or something. So this was the like dragon hatching area. So I would put an egg down there. I would start hatching. There was a trapdoor here. A glass trapdoor from an add-on is why there's no trapdoor there now. So I would put the egg in there, start the timer, go run off and do something, and then just periodically check back to see if it hatched, and if it did, I would tame it. And that's what this chest here was for, because it's got like all my saddles, it's got fish for the dragons, and it used to have like all the dragon eggs I found while exploring. So unfortunately all those went away when I switched. Well, actually no, they went away when Mojang discontinued add-ons for Bedrock Edition, it completely broke like everything. It was really sad, to be honest, because I also had a wolf mod, which actually used to be what this area was for. So this area used to be like my wolf pen, because I used to have an add-on called Wolves Plus that would add different like variants of wolves to the game, and so I had like a bunch of them. There's like some dog houses and you could make them roam around, so I built them a pen. This was I had a chocobo add-on as well, and so this was like where the chocobos were. I think I want to make this like maybe a horse pen or something, but there's not really anywhere to take horses on the island unless I made like a track or something somewhere, which I could do that would be fun. But yeah, and then this little area here, this was like a perch for my very first dragon, Soul, who's a sun dragon. And so yeah, I had this perch here. He did not want to stay on it, even though like I told them to sit. Every time I logged in, they would be like a couple inches like away from where they last were. I don't know if something was like coming up here and pushing them or something, but like every once in a while I'd find him like on the edge of the platform. And it also kind of became a bit of an elytra takeoff spot. And inside is a storage silo for like all the stuff. I've got this entire row of chests used to just be completely filled with dirt, and then of course I started the project where I'm covering an entire island with dirt. So yeah. This is my farm. It's got all 4 crop types and some bees that I probably should... Oh, wait, actually, do I have bees? Well, these got... I don't think I have bees anymore. I've just realized I've got to... Yeah, because the world reset. Okay, I've got to refill that with bees. Because... And also I need to figure out a better way to get the honeycombs and honey and stuff, because they keep going out the back of the hives, which is not helpful. This is the village. I have these gated off so that villagers don't get in, of course, but there's no villagers because I reset my world. And I was working on building these like different houses. So this was like fisherman house, because I had like there's like a bunch of barrels over here that they were connecting to. So yeah, there's 2 barrels, so I made like a double fisherman house, and they've got like a little pond here that was gonna have like some tropical fish. And then over here's the leather worker's house. This would be like a cow pen. I think there used to be like an armor stand here with leather armor on it. We've got a cauldron for them to go, bookshelves and like storage racks. I looked at like an actual like leatherworking like tool set? I don't know what you would call that, but like I looked at like actual like leatherworking setups to build that. This is like a little farmer's house. These leaves gave me literally the worst time because my world was getting so big that my iPad kept crashing when I played it. So I would be trying to place these leaves and my iPad would just keep crashing, and it was not fun. Over here, this was meant to just be like little villager houses. I was gonna figure out what to put in them later. I think it actually might have been for the enormous amount of fishermen that I kept getting because of my barrels in various places. Yeah, this was houses. I think this... I think this was maybe going to be like a workstation area, and then they were going to have like a little like green area. And then over here is just like a little beach area. We've like park, we got some seating, we got some palm trees I made. A water feature that I think was intentional, maybe. And then like a wall of sugarcane, because I think like, I don't know if it's true, but I think like hostile mobs can't see through sugarcane. So I did that so that we could still have access to the water, but not have to deal with like mobs, and I did that over here too. I mean, it did work. We had no hostile mobs come in from the water. This is actually, I think, is this one of the remaining villager houses? I think no, I don't remember. I do know there was a house here that I had a friend briefly inhabit. And then up there is the mob farm, which I still don't know what to do with. Originally I was planning to put it like a lighthouse? A White House? No. A lighthouse. But that's kind of too tall for a lighthouse of the village scale, I feel like. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. I might honestly, like, remove it and move it to, like, an actual proper industrial area, along with, like, my iron farm and stuff. So yeah, I've got another farmer house here, and then over here we had some, I think I was, like, planning to put, like, some houses along here, and then over here we just had some, like, miscellaneous villager houses. Yeah, Fletcher. This one's empty. I think some of these were like for fishermen. Why did I see a name tag for a brief moment? And then this was like going to be the like church, like cleric's place. This is like these were for like yeah, the shepherd, because there was like a whole bunch of sheep here. Shepherd, and then I want to say butcher? Maybe? Yeah, I think so. And then over here we have this like hotel. This was going to be like a little horse spot, because I heard that you could put moss on top of sweet berries, but I never finished it. This is like a hotel, so that people that like join the world, like we're visiting the world, could like come in. And there'd be like a waterside hotel where all the doors open. And there'd be the plan was to have a bunch of beds up here. But I think I stole the beds for another project or something. And then down here, so we got this like statue. So this, I really wanted to build a statue. And the lore that I had for this world was that there was this like captain who got like stranded while sailing, and so his name was like Captain Bottle, and he's a fox hybrid. I actually have one moment. See, the lore for this world is that this guy, Captain Bottle, washed up on the shores of the other island and basically came to the village, like saw how they were kind of like, they weren't doing the greatest, so Bottle was like, hey, I'm gonna help you guys. Like, you guys helped me get on my feet, I'm gonna help you guys. And so he helps turn the village into like a prosperous trading hub for ships passing through, going like across like the big ocean between the continents and stuff. So he kind of like becomes like the mayor. And they build like a statue of him. I don't know when. I feel like he'd be kind of awkward about the statue. But anyway, down here though, oh, I can put my armor back on. I need to add. I thought I had show me your skin actually. One moment. Okay, cool. I've got. Okay, this is Frederick, the only piglin who has survived the dragons. So Frederick has his little, like, stall in, this is like an underground, like, trading area, because this is going to be, like, my trading hall. This is going to be for, like, player markets, like, if anyone joined the world and wanted to have their own little, like, stall to sell things. And this was all, like, building materials. I think this was going to be, like, for a villager breeder? But then I ended up getting frustrated with the villagers and just deciding to spawn them in once I got their areas. And then even then, they still frustrated me. So this was all, like, for every single enchanted book. Plus a fisherman so that I could sell all the fish I got for emeralds. And back here is this, like, secret little, like, casino place that I was working on. And I was planning to have, like, a glass roof, because the ocean's, like, right up there. And then this is, like, the food court, and then there'd be, like, some casino games. And I'm kind of, to be, like, I like it all, I really do like all this. Oh, I forgot to wax that one. No. Anyway, I really do love, like, all the stuff that's here. But I just slightly disconnected to it, to be honest. So, at the very least, I do kind of want to get rid of the seaside hotel and maybe redo the trading hall. I might... Okay, I know... Okay, I want to redo my house because I'm running out of storage. I want to redo this. I might change this into, like, a taller tower. Maybe do, like, a dragon statue on it. I need to finish the villager houses. I want to move that to a specific industrial area. I'm gonna sleep real quick. Ow. Does that fix it? Oh, yeah, that fixed it. Okay, cool. Show me your skin is now working. Okay. So it's like, I think I want to get rid of the seaside hotel. Maybe move it, like, either move it somewhere else or something. I don't know. I do also kind of want to build, like, a port at some point, so maybe I could have, like, a big traveling ship that people could stay in that has a bunch of beds and stuff. I like this area. I do really like the idea of having, like, an underground area. I don't know if I'm going to keep it as a trading hall. I might figure out something else to build down here. And I do want to finish, like, the casino. But I honestly might move it, like, further, because I kind of want the ocean view, but it's also, like, so close up to the surface. I'd rather it be, like, deeper, if that makes, like, because right now, well, okay, maybe. But right now it'd be very, okay. Right now it'd be, oh gosh, there's a guy. It'd be pretty visible from the surface, and, like, I do kind of like the idea of, like, everyone knows about it, but only some people know how to actually, like, get in. I kind of want it to be, like, more deeper in the water. Ow. And then this is the current project I'm planning on building with all these, like, slices and stuff. I think it'd be really cool to build, like, I think it'd be really cool to build, like, a biome for every slice. Maybe in, like, the, especially in, like, a color wheel type transition. I'm planning on having this section be Badlands because I've got my, I've got one of my mines here. And I think it'd be cool to have this one be Badlands because of, like, the increased chance of mine shafts I think that biome has. It's been a while since I've double checked that. And then I'm thinking, so if this is, like, orange. Ooh. Is it orange or red? I don't remember. Because then we'd have our Badlands, maybe we have, like, desert, and, like, across from the Badlands would be, like, tundra or, like, ice. Ooh, ice spikes, maybe. And then this one I was thinking of doing, like, forest, because that's what, was originally, like, around spawn. I need to get Silk Touch and move that up. Yeah, believe it or not, despite this world being, like, 3 years old, I still don't have Silk Touch or Mending. I need to work on that. Over here, we have this, like, bridge that I created with, lava. And then this is a build that a friend made, Dragon Sprite, and we had, because this bridge is so long, it sometimes would take us, like, we would get going across the bridge, and then it would become nighttime, because we didn't have elytras at the time. So she made this bridge, so she made this little, like, tower, so you can pass through, there's beds, crafting table, furnaces, barrels in case you need to store stuff, and then I think this is like a little fishing area as well, because we like our fishing. Ow. And on the other side of this bridge is a taiga biome, which I don't think has many builds. Oh no, okay, there's another one, I think also by Dragon Sprite. And then I think this is where I was just gathering like a bunch of like podzol and stuff. I don't think I have any actual like major builds over here. And then flying off this way, there's another build. Yep, here we are. So this way, there is, and there's actually one of the dragon nests from the Dragon Mounts thing. This is also built by Dragon Sprite. She really wanted to build like a tower. So I was like, hey, there's this like huge empty like flower forest or flower field that I'm currently like working on. And then through here, this was going to be like, originally this was going to be, I was going to move the chocobos here, and then I ended up changing my mind and being like, oh, actually I'm going to put horses here because there's actually room to take them around. So this could actually be like an equestrian area or something. There's like a bit of a tree farm up there. There's a village, which for the life of me, for whatever reason, I keep trying to do like another portal around here. It keeps linking up all the way over there. I don't know why. So we have this little house. It's got a bit of like a dirt roof like the acacia house does. And yeah, I think there's like I think I briefly had like a mine in the back of there or something as well that I covered up. Wheat for the horses, and then that's like one of the stalls. This is for like cows, pigs, and sheep and chickens and stuff for like food. There's a village here, and I think is there? Oh, there's a dragon nest. There's one. There's also a couple of like kind of weird chunk border things from when I regenerated a bunch of stuff. There's some in the ocean as well. Yeah, like right there, there's also like kind of like weirdly generated straight line. That's just from when I reloaded a bunch of the chunks. There's some awkward edges around here. I like to think of them as a little quirk of this world. It's the signs of the transfer between dimensions, really. And yeah, so I think there is technically a path from that nether portal to the nether hub, but I haven't linked it up yet. I should probably do that at some point. I just need to get a unreasonable amount of basalt, I think, or is it deep slate? I might have made it out of deep slate. Either way, I've got to get an unreasonable amount of whatever I made the nether hub out of. And then, yeah, so there is also like a desert that I really want to build like an oasis village at, like with like merchants and stuff. And there's also like a dark forest with a woodland mansion somewhere as well that I really want to build like I really want to build some stuff relating to like lore from previous worlds that I used to play on. That kind of ties into this world as well. So yeah, that's the world so far. And I've mostly been working on this area just because it's so close to, because it's so close, so close, it is spawn. But those are, yeah, that's my world. Those are kind of the plans I have for it so far. If you're interested in seeing how this world progresses and stuff, that would be super cool. I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and maybe stick around a bit. We're going to be working on a lot of projects here, if that's the kind of thing you like. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a bit of lore someday as well. And with that, have a nice day. Thank you for stopping by Ship in a Bottle, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!